live. I think it's live. Billy's here. Billy is extra clingy because we went away last week, and he's going to be around because there's parties going on. It's Saturday night on Easter weekend, and there is plenty of drinking happening in our neighbourhood. And if I let him outside, he will just bark at the noise. And I want people to not enjoy their parties. So Billy is down here. Bill. So he wants as much fuss as I can dole out. But I've also got things to try and get through. Although I don't really have so much of a plan for the stream this week. I know it's very, very overdue. I do apologise for that. It's been hectic, as the best way to describe it. I don't, in fact, have the language to describe it. But speaking of languages, if you like languages, you should consider subscribing to my wife's channel, Language Learning for Beginners, her ever-expanding channel that is actually about to surpass the viewership of this channel. So please help her on her quest for YouTube domination, and go to her channel and interact with some videos and hit that little subscribe button as well. So that's Language Learning for Beginners. Please go to that channel. That would be excellent. All right, Billy, I'm gonna get up and move around, and I will point the camera at the bench, and I'll just kind of talk, and I will try and monitor the chat. But so far there is absolutely nothing happening in the chat, so that's fine. I will just keep going with that. Although there are two people here, I do have my coffee, and thank you. And if anyone's watched a short in the last couple of weeks, it's kind of all I've been doing. You can hear the 3D printer going. It's actually printing off the sort of the final version of the DeWalt Makita router jig router base plate. I think I got it before the 10th edition, but famous last words. So I'll go and get some things, and I'm going to be doing some sort of active things. I wish there was smell-o-vision, but there isn't. So I'm just going to point the camera down now, so that you don't have to see my face, which makes me very happy. So I've got the Good Luck coffee here. By the way, I've drunk a lot of coffee today, so if I go into radio silence, I'll probably have to run back into the house to go to the toilet. But it was one of those funny weeks. Scott's Vac Shack is into lawnmowers, so I'm finding I've got an excess of lawnmower parts in the shed. This is the gasket and diaphragm for a Briggs & Stratton engined Victor, and I'm hoping it will fire up, or it'll run when I squirt carby cleaner down into the carburetor, but it won't stay running, and I'm hoping it's the 20-year-old gasket that's probably, or 25-year-old gasket that's probably failing, drawing fuel in. It's probably either not sealing or, I don't know. I'm hoping that's it, but if not, well, eBay is a good source of new old stock. Well, not new old stock, new cheap Chinesey gaskets. So I've got these things. I've decided. I haven't decided at all. I am hereby hoping that I can actually use the rudimentary woodworking skills that I have to try and generate some form of income through woodworking, through making things. So I've got these cup holders that I'm sure I've shown on a previous stream. This is only the first few because, my gosh, sanding's boring. I know drilling is technically boring, but sanding is actually boring. There's a Steve Ramsey joke for anyone that's seen it. Happy Easter, Matt. I hope you're well. Do you know anything about Briggs & Stratton engines? Actually, I was going to pick your brain about something, but I promise I will try and do that at some point, because there is the possibility that I may be able to gain access to a new piece of toolage, which may either go in the workshop in its current state or in the possible future configuration of the workshop. So, I mean, these aren't particularly fancy pieces of woodwork. Then again, neither's the father-son stool. But the idea is that, greenwashing is a big thing. So these are sustainable coffee cup trays. They don't hold that kind of coffee cup, unfortunately, not quite. But for like takeaway coffees and that, keep that in your car. You can take that with you, and it just saves either multiple trips back to the counter. I'm thinking if you've been to Something Tasty, for a hint for anyone out there watching who doesn't know where Bum Fudge Australia is, if you've ever been to Something Tasty, misspelled of course, that it's a real pain because they shout out your order and you've got to walk back to the counter to collect it. And if it's more than 2 drinks, you're in a bit of trouble. And if you've got 2 drinks and a plate, so I'm thinking, these might be a nice little solution. I've given some away in the past and people say they've liked them. But I'd like to see if maybe I could sell a couple. So it's pretty basic. I mean, these aren't particularly lovely, but I don't know what the starting price should be for these. But I know in here is about to smell amazing because this is, I think in work they call it butt oil. I'm just going to get something to prop up these off the... Oh, look, I've got a box. I think this is from Hot End. Yes, it is from a Hot End, and it's got some bits left in it. I'll put them in my drawer of Hot End bits. I've also got another set of those little drawers that I've got to get out. But thank you very much for your lovely calipers, Matt, because they helped immeasurably. Very measurably, in fact, on doing the... what did I end up calling it? I think I called it the Dakita... did I call it the Dakita Track Dongle? Because being a Mac person, everyone tells me that I must love dongles because I thought there was like a weird picture of something on the screen. It's actually a bug that I've just killed with my clean rag. Push down first. Push down and cover myself in scalding coffee. Jeez, what's happening here? Oh, I'm going to get foiled at the bloody first hurdle here. It won't let me push down. Hold on. This bench top is a bit flexy. I may just find something slightly more rigid. Oh, far out. Hold on. There we go. I've got grippy stuff. There we go. There we go. Whew. That's hard work. I wonder whether I should put gloves on. Should I put gloves on? I don't have other questions. I don't know how much anyone thinks I should charge for these. I was thinking maybe for the hardwood ones, maybe like pine ones, maybe $5. Hardwood ones, $10. But maybe because these are hardwood but single, like 2 cup, maybe they're $5 or maybe they're $10. I don't know. Should there be a difference between the cost of hardwood and not hardwood? And so the thing is, this is a food safe finish, right? So this will be good. You can't really see any difference, maybe. Oh, so can you? Yeah, maybe. The LED lighting is just too powerful, but it's making the grain pop very nicely, and it's going to make my hands smell very woody. Oil of butt, but it is kitchen food grade oil, so it'll give a nice finish. It'll smell quite fragrant, and then I'll just hang it up. And it goes a long way. But no, I'm very happy with the track dongle, considering where my CAD skills were a year ago when I was trying to use Fusion 360. I was actually trying to do a button for a Datsun handbrake lever. You know, a part that is now just unobtainable. It just doesn't exist anymore. So we have the remnants of the handbrake button. And I said, sure, I'll have it a go. I'll have a go. I'll have it a go. I will have a go at milling or making one up. And we got pretty close. I think I would be much better doing it now, but certainly the design process, I was not good at the 2D stuff and then turning it into the 3D stuff. I wasn't very good starting with a sketch. I always seem to want to start with a very basic 3D object and then add to it from there. There we go, that's all right. I'll go and hang that one down. Sounds about as much as I know then, Matt. But I might be in the market. Well, I can't really say too much. I might be getting a very large table saw. But it's had the plug cut off. So I will need to be putting a plug on it. So as much as I've put plugs on things before, it's not 3-phase. It's, you know, it was bought with a plug on it. And I was explaining this the other day because it irritated me to no end. That when the electrician installed it, the new saw, the first thing they did was just got their cutters out and hacked off the plug and then hardwired it in, instead of undoing the little hatch, undoing 3 screws to take the plug out and take the cord, the pigtail with the plug on it, and then just hardwire it in that way. So it was easily reversible. Because I'm thinking in 10 years' time, if I buy that saw. No, but yeah. The coffee and wood oil on my hands is an interesting scent. But that's okay. Where is the... Oh, we're nearly up to the top half of the track saw dongle. But yeah, I just started out with a very basic profile. I just started out trying to draw that shape to the best of my ability with the measurements that I had, thanks to your calipers. And then obviously extrude it, and from there then start putting on sketches for the different parts. And I tried to make sure this was a different sketch to those. It made it quite a lot easier. And at no point during all the revisions did I have to go back and rebuild it, which was kind of that was definitely my Achilles heel doing the Datsun handbrake button. That every time I needed to change something, I essentially went back and rebuilt the thing. So that was a sign of great learning from me. It was a definite sign that I had learned something through my experience. So certainly not to the level of other people, but it was to the level that I could actually achieve something that I was trying to achieve. I don't know. There was a guy I just watched who built his Dalek dome, and he had designed it in CAD himself with all the, an NSD with all the bits on it, and 3D printed it in small sections. I don't think I'd be anywhere near that level of ability with complex, compound curves and stuff. But hey ho. But yeah, it's been bonkers at work because I have to start saying my offsider. I know he's probably technically my boss because he's been there longer than I have, but we do the same job. He just does more than me. He has more classes of the subjects that I teach than I do. But he's gone on holiday. He's gone on long service. So it's looking nice. The grain's popped nicely on that. You can sort of see the difference there. He's gone on holiday, so it's kind of left me with the person who's replaced him. And the person who's replaced him is a He's a lovely guy, a very competent person. But it has kind of left me as the person that like knows where things are, and so I'm finding I'm often being sort of called to, can you just come and help, where, you know, show me where this thing is, whereas I'm also asking him for help, you know, can you help this student mark this out and stuff. I don't know if Pine's really going to take to this. I think Pine's going to need a lot more coats, but that's okay. It's going to smell sensational. But this is probably the first item, and I didn't even think of these. I think it was Colin Canet over at Woodwork Web did these, and he did say these are a great thing to sell at craft shows and stuff. And I don't know, wow. Oh, I nearly said it. Bumfudge has got a bit of a coffee culture. It's got a bit of a, let's go out and get a coffee and, you know, take it to the beach or take it to a park. So, and it does have quite a sort of green following. So, and I hope your Easter is going swimmingly, Matt. Are you, I shouldn't ask you of your personal plans, but I hope you're making wondrous things still, and that your scudder is looking incredible. Meanwhile, I moved Jaws the other day and a wheel fell off, or a tyre fell off, so I have to glue the blooming tyres on, which I don't know whether I'll need contact adhesive to do that. Contact adhesive and I have a complex relationship. I mean, so I know this is going to be perfectly smooth. I suppose the main aim is to not get splinters. You know, really. This project would be greatly aided by, I don't know, a router table. That, and I'm out in the shed, because if I weren't out in the shed, I would probably be inside on car sales, looking up Ford Escorts. That's a dangerous thing. Nostalgia is a lovely thing, but I'm trying to tell myself I owned one. I really enjoyed it. I loved the car. But owning one 30 years later isn't a great idea. You know, parts were plentiful 30 years ago. Parts are not plentiful now, as per the price of them. There you go. That's, I think you can definitely see a grain pop. You can see a shine on it now for sure. So I'll let that dry. I'll move that one along. Billy has settled in. The dog is now charging. There's the dog. Billy is now charging up. Try to not disturb it. I think I know this will wake up. He stirred for a moment. It was a momentary stir. Yeah, I love the orange car too, but the orange car wouldn't love the reality of. I wouldn't love the reality of owning the orange car. I love the idea of owning the orange car. Beautiful car, but I'm already finding with a 28-year-old Ford Festiva that their parts are not as plentiful as I even thought they were. Yeah, service items and stuff, you can get those, but you know, if you need a headlight, you're a bit knackered. And we're not exactly flush for wreckers with 1970s cars. You know, if you lived in a big city, you'd almost have to start, you know, collecting wrecks and things out of people's yards just so you had a supply of spares in case you ever pranged the thing, you know. So it's a tricky thing. I love the idea of owning it, but I think the reality of owning dream cars is that unless you can afford to sort of buy the parts, whatever the cost may be, when the need arises, and you've got to be happy to do it. And I don't think I would be. I think I can say, was that Billy Connolly thing? It's not because you necessarily life was better. It's just that you miss being young. It's my midlife crisis manifesting itself in the form of transportation. That's looking all right. So I don't know how much I should charge for these, but you know, for 4 holes and some routing and sanding. Well, the idea is that you made it so someone doesn't have to. I guess that's the main point, right? That I see now Billy doesn't want to be inside. He wants to go out and bark at the neighbours. And this is where we're going to have a problem. I'll push that back in. One second, I'm just going to put this away. Oh. I did it. I clocked myself in the face with the serving board. Oh, hello. Hi, Jason. Right. I really want to open these, so when it rains, it pours. So I did a video earlier in the week about the Makita, or the router woes. I've got stuff everywhere in here because I had to rearrange them and then give the dog a place to lie down. Not your fault, Billy. It's okay. You're all right, mate. So here it is. This is like prototype. I think this is version 8, and this version required a little bit of relief, but it was also because I had some not blobbing, what do they call it, ringing on the corners, probably from these short travels. So with a bit of filing down, this does go on the piece of rail. This one's got the new collet in it now because the collet that came with it, or the 2 collets that came with it, were the same size. They were both 8mm. So, and on the box it says that it comes with a 1/4 inch. So my argument to the good folk at the hardware shop was, well, it does say on the box that it comes with a 1/4 inch one, and normally if it says something on the box that it doesn't come with, they put a bit of tape over it or a label or something, or they write on the box, US only or whatever. So they're going to get me one, but in the meantime, I'd ordered one. That's the model number if you need it, but I doubt anyone will. But I ordered one, but at the same time I ordered that, I ordered some 8mm router bits because I do have a Bosch router that is 8mm as well, so having a different set of bits, and I actually have an 8mm shelf in my router bit cupboard. So now I've got some bits to put in there, and I like that it's got a top and bottom bearing flush trim bit, even though they're a little bit big, but that's okay. Pretty much flush trim and roundover is what I use anyway. Maybe chamfer all the things. So that's the router now with its new collet, and means it's ready to go, ready to be able to put this onto the track and route some grooves. Where's a bit of track to prove that it works? I'll use the safety warning piece of track. Here's the safety warning bit of track. This and this are the reason it's the safety warning piece of track. And so basically this should drop into here. Yay. And it should slide relatively freely, so you can lay your track down, and mark out where you want your piece to be. What I would actually like to do then is mark groove on here. Maybe that's version 11, Exactly. You make it so they don't have to. Other people would say, oh, well, I could make that. And you think, well, where are yours? That's exactly my point. Well done. Thank you. You've let me know I'm on the right path there. It's these things are for sale on Etsy. These exact things. My only problem is that I tried to buy them on Etsy, but said, please don't send me a physical thing. Could you send me the file? Because I think part of the fun of 3D printing is that you can buy digital wares to produce yourself. And having this posted over from the USA, number one, would be expensive, and number two, it's okay. It weighs next to nothing, but it's making an air trip. So the fuel cost, well, not the fuel cost, but let's say the environmental impact of sending this via air freight, okay, on a plane, when it could easily just be sent digitally, and I can produce it here for, basically the same amount of, say, greenhouse emissions. I know it's an unpopular word or unpopular term, but I can produce this for the same amount of energy that it takes in America, but I don't have to worry, it's offset the trip on the plane. So, but no, people don't want that, because I get it on Etsy. You've got to have a thing. Anyone, people might think that I'll be giving this out for free, which I will now, because I made this and I'm going to give this away, because this just seems like a useful thing. So I'm going to put this on Thingiverse and Printables, and I'm going to give them away. Anyone that wants one. But I'm going to give it away in a way that you can download the file and make it yourself. And I'm also going to put my CAD files on there, my Fusion 360 files. And if you want to customize it, change anything on the Origin sketch, that you can. So that's my plan. Because I think that's a better way to do things. I'm not I'm not in it for great profit. Wish I were. So yeah, there's various. That was the one where I didn't set up supports. So I think that was the first one. I started there, and then I went on and on and on and on, and just made lots of these little sections, and started to sort of test the fit into the rail, and then how much play was side to side. But then also thinking that once it's like this, the amount of play side to side is going to be quite minimal, because it's over a long distance. And yeah, I just kept going until I had a nice flat piece that I was happy with, and then I started putting in the holes. I think this was close. This one actually fit. I'd originally started out thinking this was 60 millimeters. It's 62. And I got to like 61, and it was pretty close. And but sometimes when you're thinking of this thing diagonally, and how much difference 1 millimeter will make in each direction, basically trial and error is all you can do. If I could have just printed the base and got that right, and that would be another way to do it, that print this off until you get the dimensions right, then worry about the profile. But I went about it the other way. So what else? Scott picked up another vacuum cleaner today. Nice lady on Marketplace that gave him a good deal. So he's got a new vacuum that's up on his channel. And I braved taking apart a Hoover brush bar to get all the hair, sand, and rust out of it so it spins again. But yeah, what else? There was another thing. What was the other thing I was thinking of? Can't for the life of me remember. Oh yeah, so there's a possibility of possibly upgrading the workshop. Like I say, number one, with this much nicer, larger cabinet style table saw, which would indeed be very nice. But we'll see what happens. It may not work. Thank you anyone that watched my cure for insomnia about filaments last night. If you have any comments to make about that, feel free to head over there and do that. I've just got rubbish everywhere. What else? Oh, now what was that? I've got to look up a channel. I said I was going to look up this channel. And if you haven't seen, I'm loving this channel at the moment for woodworking. Just BS Woodworking. It's a guy in the UK. He's freezing his butt off right now, doing his projects. But oh my god, he's funny. I really enjoy him. Where's the history? Where was the one? Unfortunately, we've been watching a lot of vacuum cleaner stuff on my account today. So, will I be able to find it quick enough? Maybe not. I'll see though. Darren's Workshop. That was the other one. Darren's Workshop I saw ages ago. He's Australian, and he's got, I think he must be somewhere out west. He did a video that's always my go-to when I need to 3D model star knobs. So he's got a really good video for that, and some of his other ones. He's also done some of these router attachments, but for Ryobi, to adapt to various other things. So that was excellent. What else? Where was it? I'm going to keep looking for it. I'm sorry if I don't find it straight away. God, it's, I don't know why it was so long ago that I've seen this stuff. God, how much YouTube have I been watching? I've obviously not been paying any attention to what I need to be doing. Nope. I'm really going back here. Bo Miles, there's new Bo Miles running a marathon in a hotel. That was great. Oh my god, that's me. Don't watch me. Watch good things. No. No. Oh, Just BS, the coffee tables video. If you haven't seen the Just BS, and in the woodwork, if you're into the woodworking and the technical stuff, you should go and watch a video by Bourbon Moth Woodworking about spontaneous combustion of rags. And then you should go and watch Abe's video. He's just put out a video as a reaction. And I've always found Bourbon Moth to be a pretty good channel. But Abe, I don't know. He thinks otherwise. What else? I've ordered a new air compressor. That was the other thing. So I've slowly been, I am in very, very slowly in the process of removing old tools from the workshop. And with my birthday funds, one of the things I thought was to get some quiet air, because, if I decided I wanted to put some drawers together or something tonight with things I'd already cut, my electric brad nailer, and I nearly bought a DeWalt brad nailer, but it was nearly $700, and it was a tool that does one thing. And I thought, well, the reason I don't use the air brad nailer I have is because my air compressor is like 95 decibels. So I've been doing a bit of research, and I have found a brad nailer that is, I think it said 40, and it's either 42 to 48 decibels, which is perfect. That's an ideal sort of range. So I've gone ahead and ordered it, and hopefully it will arrive at some point. But stuff's just been arriving, and I honestly can't keep up with when I've ordered it. It's such a first world problem. Yeah, I've looked at, I wonder if it was Fusion 360 School I looked at, and did they do a tutorial about making a Lego brick? I think the thing is, I'm not very good at, I shouldn't say that. I think I'm better to look at something after I've had a few goes at it. But I think my skills in Fusion are probably better now. Like, I did the Lego brick tutorial right up until I think it was doing the pattern, and I couldn't get, but my version of Fusion didn't look the same as theirs. And so, when things over software generations change ever so slightly, that can be a bit tricky. What else was I going to do? I had actually planned to pull a power supply out of a case so I can get this blooming retro PC built, because I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I've had this stuff for well over a year now, and I'm not confident that the motherboard I fixed is perfect, but I'm confident enough to go, well, I'll just put my money where my mouth is, and if I let the smoke out, I'll let the smoke out, and at least I can get rid of all the stuff then. So it's not sort of, oh, well, I just want rid of it, but I should keep stock of all the things. I don't know what to do with these. I was just going to put them in the recycling because they're PETG, but then I found out that Colin Klupik still has all the original prototypes of his little Festool dust extraction adapter. I'm like, oh, are these special? Should I keep them? I mean, I don't think they're special, but maybe they are, and I just don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. There's a whole, I mean, this place is just a shambles. It is a shambolic shrine to procrastination. Oh! Did I show my new toy? Oh, I should open up my new toy. Let's do that. Whoop. Surely playing with fire while there are still oil varnish fumes in the room is a great idea. I can hear the keyboard scrambling now. Let's open it, if nothing else. What could go wrong? Ow, I cut my finger. Learn Fusion 360 in 30 days. There you go. And I know that Bob Claggett's got to learn Fusion 360. I'd actually like to have a go at the moment on SketchUp, because we're doing kitchen plans. I'd like to have a go at designing rooms in SketchUp. I'm gonna remove the oily rag just to keep everyone happy. But I do have some offcuts of Jarrah and oak, so maybe I could also do up a couple of serving boards or something. But I decided to buy this because I thought maybe this would give some pine pieces a bit of a different look. That's all. And by opening it, I can get rid of the bloody box. Oh, that's very nice. Are there any instructions? It's got a flint. Oh, sort of. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. No? Oh, it doesn't seem as heavy and life-threatening as I thought it was. So I'm guessing it's got like a rubber bung. And then I'm guessing this just sort of screws in here. And that's off. Yeah. That sounded like it worked, didn't it? Do we light it? What do you reckon? I gotta light fire with fire. If you see a bright flash, if there's a bright flash and then you don't see anything for a while, call 000. Oh, hey! Whoa! Warm up the coffee. Well, I can safely say now I understand why that is his favorite tool in the workshop. I'm really looking forward to using that. There we go. So I've survived. It's okay. I don't look like Dark Man or anything. That's okay. Billy's okay too. Billy's still here. Billy has survived, haven't you, Bill? Yeah. What's in your hair? I'll put this away. Lovely. I did it again. Britney Spears. Imagine if her song was called I did it again. And it was all about her walking into freshly oiled pieces of woodwork. Hello, Bill. That's not enough. This is my life when I'm at home. When I'm not doing fetching and carrying, it's Pat the dog. Yeah. The dog that's got a big lump of cack in his eye. Hey, what have you got? So I'm looking forward to trying out all this new filament. I've got lots, and I've got a lovely range of filament now. I've got some 3D fillies. I want to try the silk PLA. That'd be good. And I really want to do some woodworking because I want to use these, particularly these, because every woodworking channel in America uses Diablo saw blades. And I was going to buy... Yeah, my fire blanket was on standby somewhere. I should probably put one in here. I've got a fire extinguisher right behind the camera, so I suppose that'd work. But yeah, they all use Diablo saw blades, but I can't afford them. They were like $160 each. So I did the next best thing and bought a Diablo set of driver bits. But really, I probably shouldn't be precious about these. I should just be opening them, throwing them in the drawer, and then whenever you need a screwdriver bit, you might get one. And I know that my Craig square drive bits are a bit chewed out because I'm pretty much still only use the one. Irwin ones, I don't know, they're meant to be really good. They just kind of aren't. I'm hoping that by having fancy packaging and Impact Pro written on them, they won't be crap. But in my experience, maybe. Should I get a Freddo? Should I get a Freddo frog? Can I get a Freddo, Billy? I can get an emergency Freddo frog from my emergency stash. And I should just open these things and put them in the... I could get a piece of wood, couldn't I? I could try them. I could demonstrate them live. What do you reckon? Let's do that. That sounds like a worthy thing. I'll get some of them. Let's try all this stuff out. I mean, what's the point in having it if you're not going to use it? All right, then I'll open up these as well. These I'm quite excited about because the only self-centering drill bits I could get were kind of rubbish ones from eBay. And I tried to use them once and they were terrible. But I am worried that I'm going to try and use these and they'll be terrible. Could well be. So you could spend all this time trying to nicely open the back, or I could have just done what I was going to do and just rip it through the front, which seems to work a lot quicker, but probably voids the warranty or something. I'm going to put all this in the bin, and I'll get a block of wood, and we'll put some holes and screws in things. That'd be a good thing to do. 1 second. Drill somewhere. Don't see that fine thing. There we go. Look at that. Nice lump of what used to be the floor of the old shed. Oh, I did it again. That one's going to have so much of my DNA on it. See, this is an Irwin one, and it's just a bit, you know, that tip's just a bit rubbish. That's what I think. All right, I've got a drill for drilling some self-centering holes. I've got an impact driver for impacting things, and I've just got a regular drill driver or a regular screwdriver for. You can't pick up a tool and not do that, can you? It's just not possible. Move out the friggin' road. There we go. Right, be able to test these drill bits the way that they're intended. All right. So the idea about self-centering drill bits, anyone that's watching that hasn't seen this before, is that there's this collar and it's got like a chamfered edge on it, and it pulls back like a foreskin, revealing the unsheathed head of the drill bit, and it's meant to center in the countersunk part of the hinge holes, so you can properly sow your seed in the hinge hole. I'm pretty sure that's how it works out. So you just kind of that wasn't too bad. The spring's very strong. The spring back action is mighty strong on them. And now what I can do, because I'm not using this, I'm going to use an expensive. Well, it actually isn't that expensive. The thing is, I bought them because they were quite cheap, which probably means they're also a bit shit. Let's find. That's one that cuts its own thing, so that won't be any good. But that one will do. Ooh, look at that! It does hold it. It does hold it a bit. I had to put the dust extraction hose on the new saw. That seems all right. Can I do this one? There you go. It's a funny thing to explain. It's fine pushing down. It's just the last part. It kind of wants to throw it out of the hole at you. Maybe that's just me. People just going, he doesn't know what he's doing. That's true. I've got no idea. But those holes are quite central, and it means that the hinge can move without binding. So that's a good thing. I'm happy with that. Can I put in one here? Put one in the middle through the sticky label. See, maybe I'm freeing it up. Maybe it's quite good. And now I'll swap for the Irwin. But I'm a fan of wrestling in the 1990s, so I keep thinking of Irwin R. Shyster, which is a name you probably wouldn't get away with anymore. You know, to be fair, cancel culture, you couldn't make some kind of generalization about a Jewish person being financially literate. Well, you know, not financially literate, but financially advantaged, and a crook. Unless you're Donald Trump, in which case you can. There we go. Well, that's all right. That drove that in quite nicely. Again, still free motion there. Nothing's popped out through the back. So what I'm going to do now is I'll put the other impactor, because these should work with no pilot hole. So hopefully, there's a short one. I can put a short one in without drilling into my work table. Ready? Pretty good. I think that coating just comes off. I think it doesn't last very long, does it? Can I screw down Can I screw? Oh, let me screw down the screw up. Ready? I'll screw down this bit. There we go. Certainly did its job there. What about the Irwins? Give me an Irwin. Irwin. One that's probably going to not pop through the other side. This is only a plasterboard screw, so it may even snap the head of this off. Nope. I'm happy with that. They are definitely going in the drawer. That is lovely. They have surpassed my expectation. And I will put these screws back to be used probably by Scott. Whenever Scott needs screws, I just hand him this little tub of ones that I've already pulled out of things. I'll set this to reversey. That was a bit warm. No, they're good. They're good. They were, I think they were 11. I think these were about $5.50 each, which $11 for the pair. Which I know there'll be people that go, "Oh, that's ridiculous," but I don't drink or smoke. What else do I spend my money on? You know. So yeah, that's all right. I quite like them. I think they were a worthwhile investment. I can't turn on the router at night to give people a look at what these are like, but they've got to push that back through. It's got one of those little security dingles that you've got to undingle your dingle if you want to get at your dingles. I don't think I've got any dingles that will re-dingle. Oh, hey, Shitty Snips to the rescue. I found my set of Shitty Snips, and now I can cut off the little security dingle and get to my 8mm router bits. Maybe I could just cut the top off it, couldn't I? Oh, or I could have just pulled it out like that. Yay! Oh, that's cheating. What was that? Was it? No. This is like the what was it? This was like the Dalek security handcuffs that were made of clear plastic in Resurrection of the Daleks. You know, Peter Davidson's lying down on the bed covered in bubble wrap with some clear plastic over his hands and he suddenly can't move. I joke that it was rubbish. I loved it. I'd watch that episode. It's one of those things. If anyone says, I'm watching, what if you wanted to watch Doctor Who right now, what would you watch? It would probably be Remembrance of the Daleks. And yet there are all these people going, oh, what's the best episode to start people off on? And they all spout on about bloody weeping angels and all that crap. No, it's Remembrance of the Daleks. That's the one. Lovely. Where's my Colette? My Tony Collette. Lovely fit. I might actually put the spare Tony Collette in there. Hold me closer, Tony Collette. Oh, that's where didn't realise that's where the Allen key goes. The Key family. The Key family, Alan and his American cousin, who's become less well-known, Chuck. Oh, come on. Yay! There we go. Now I can store my spare Tony Collette in there. And I'm guessing that the bearing that's on that one is that little bearing is actually... I'm guessing this bearing is actually this one. And that bearing is the one that's on there. I'm gonna make that bold prediction. Now I've got sawdust to vacuum up. If only I knew someone that liked to vacuum things up. The only issue is he doesn't like to vacuum things up in here, which is a bit annoying. And now Billy's giving me the silent treatment to go back inside, which is a bit sad, isn't it? And also, do you know what's terrible? I wanted to... Can't even find the bloody thing. I think I brought it inside. How big is the router base? Well, it is less than a banana in width, approximately 1 metric banana in length, and about 1.5 banana units in total height at its tallest peak there. So yeah, that's good. And if you I've got a number of logos on the go because I'm trying to rebrand. I don't mean rebrand like I actually have a large following or anything, but I'm trying to rebrand based on the joke of the banana, because it seems to have almost become a thing. If I can have a thing, do you have a thing when you don't have 200 subscribers? I don't know. But also because I'm trying to avoid the students discovering the channel, which sounds terrible, but administratively it would make my life a lot easier if no students found the channel. But I would still like to keep making videos about stuff, and I always try to not really talk too much about work. So a rebrand away from my name would be a good idea. So I've been thinking of, just inspired by the comments about not real woodworking, of becoming the fake maker. And I've had some ideas up about the logo involving a banana, which, why not? I don't know where these woodworking channels get their amazing logos from, unless they all have Adobe Illustrator or they're all graphic designers in their spare time. I went onto an AI generator and I was about to pay nearly $100 for a logo. And I don't know whether that's a good idea or whether I should just actually, get a Post-it note and draw a banana on it and then go, yeah, I'm called the fake maker. Yeah, could I draw a banana right now? Let's see. Let's do a test. Is that a viable plan? Here's a sketching pad. Hold on. Can I draw a banana? I'll even copy a banana. Ready? I'll get some paper. This is what you paid to see, isn't it? What did you do on Sunday night? I watched a bloke in a shed draw a banana. There we go. I'll just move all my tools out the way because obviously I need them for my banana drawing activities. There we go. All right, here's a bit of paper. Everyone, if you're playing along at home, get some paper. We'll give you 15, 20 seconds to get some paper. Get a pen or pencil and ready to draw a banana. I should try and draw it with my eyes closed or open. I don't know. Closed eye banana, open eye banana. Which would be more funny? Maybe I should but the thing is, I draw one on that, so I won't know if I'm drawing on that half if I've got my eyes closed, will I? I'll try. Ready? All right, I'll try open eyes banana. So there's kind of it's got a sort of a squarish end, and then it curls up, but it sort of has a, like a. I don't know if that's right. I think it's probably too fat at one end. So like that. That's my banana. You know what? It's too sketchy in pencil, isn't it? Come on. Makers don't work in pencil, they work in Sharpie, damn it. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. I'll go over it in Sharpie. Here is my Sharpie banana. I don't know how I'd make this my logo, other than just take a photo of it. Right. Should I do a closed eyes banana? Ready? This is open eyes. And I've... Ooh! How did he do that? I can't do it backwards, sorry. Because I spend all my time in maths lessons. Left-handed banana. Okay. God, I'm going to knock things over doing left-handed banana. I can tell you that now because I am quite unco. So it's got like a... I'll try and draw the same banana, shall I? It kind of... I think I started with that curve there. Right, and then this kind of... sort of... And then that there's sort of a dodgy bit there. But it's actually not much of a dodgy bit there. It just kind of... And then it's trying to... Ta-da! I don't know. Is that the logo? You tell me. I'm at the point that I don't mind if I spend the money on the AI generated logo, but I'm also at the point where I think, well, is it worth it? Because this is meant to be fun. So if somebody said to me, why have you got that as your logo? I could at least say, well, I used to make all the things about the bananas, and then on a live stream, Aussie Matt suggested I draw a banana left-handed, so that's my logo. I don't know if I'd ever wear that on a t-shirt, but maybe that's the point. Maybe I should. Maybe the whole idea of this channel is that it's not that serious, and if you can't have fun and laugh at laugh at stuff when it's funny, what's wrong with you? Anyway, there's a philosophical note to finish on just at the hour. I didn't even think we'd get to the hour this weekend, to be perfectly fair, but I suppose having not done a stream for about 4 weeks, it was inevitable that one was going to make it this far. I looked, there was a fluke thing. I meant to say there was a fluke meter. It has 3 buttons on it. It was a fluke 12. I don't know if that's a good one or not because fluke model numbers baffle me. You know how like BMW 1 series is their cheapest, 3 series a bit more expensive, 5, 7, electric, all that stuff. Vote 1 for Lefty Banana. I'll put a poll in the community tab. I'll take a photo of this and put a poll there and see if anyone... I'll put it on Facebook as well. Lefty or righty banana? Why did I write open? I don't know. I can't even remember why I was writing open. Anyway, people want to know why I was writing open. I'll have no friggin' idea. Yeah, there was a fluke meter on Marketplace. Second-hand fluke meter. They wanted $200 for it. So, eyes open. That's what it was. That's what it was. Can I write eyes? Because if I don't write eyes, I won't be able to... I'm not writing eyes. Right. I'm not doing that left-handed. Can do that upside down. Open eyes. Yeah, $200 for a Fluke 12 multimeter, which looked like a very basic pocket multimeter. $200 secondhand. And I looked, and now there's like a Fluke 101, which I'm guessing is now their like entry-level meter. And I was blown away. I could actually afford one. I could actually afford one. And I think what I'll do, if I ever get to 500 subscribers, all right, I'm going to buy a Fluke 101 multimeter. That's and unbox it as because I don't think this channel will ever get to like thousands or whatnot. But I know a channel that will, and it's called Language Learning for Beginners. So if you have not yet been over to that channel and clicked like on some videos and hit that subscribe button, well, you are backing the wrong horse with this channel, because that channel is about to overtake me. But I would like to quickly celebrate that this weekend, this channel has just surpassed 150,000 views. Helped very much by 3 videos that were produced in 2007. I make no mistake about that. There's about 15,000 views in those 3 videos. But and lots of the shorts have helped as well. But I just want to take the moment to say thank you to everyone that's watched the video. And until next time, wow, that's actually quite a good scale banana, to be fair. Like, I've got to say, my visually, measurably, the eye's not bad. You know, it's like the world's shittest Adidas logo with 3 bananas. Anyway, until next time, keep your bananas where you can see them. Thanks very much for joining in, and I hope to see as many of you around as I can in the next little while. Thanks all.